My name is Joe Ryland. I was born in Porirua Hospital on the 16th of May 1966, and I was brought up in the creek. My earliest memory would be playing at the park that's opposite the shops. You got Mungavan Hall, and then if you're looking across from the shops to the right, there's a park. And they used to have these tunnels there. And I remember I probably would have been about maybe 6, crawling through the tunnels. That's my earliest memory. That was probably about 71. Lived in Champion Street. Went to Cannons Creek School, Brandon Intermediate, Porirua College. That's my earliest memory of Mungavan. Come out one time, they used to have movies there opposite in the Mungavan Hall. They used to have movies there every Sunday night. But when we were 13, we were coming back from the rec centre and we were walking up Mungavan. Got to Mungavan Street, we were all hungry, we'd just been playing basketball. I looked down on the ground and there's this $5 note. So I went straight across the shop and bought fish and chips. The guy that stands out the most in my memories was the old fellow that used to run the four-square. You'd walk in, you'd buy something, and he'd be watching you like a hawk. And he had to be honest. And then you'd pay for your stuff and he'd go, "Do you have anything else in your pockets?" "No." "Are you sure?" "Yes, I'm sure." "Let me search your pockets." "You're not searching my pockets. You're not a policeman. Let me search your pockets." "And what are you going to do if we don't?" So but had nothing in our pockets. Well, I had nothing in my pockets. My friends may have, but I had nothing in my pockets every time he asked me. It's funny because you used to be able to name all the houses where everybody lived, And you get to Mungavan Ave, just as you get around the corner from just after Seavers Grove, and just get around the corner by the softball park in the rugby grounds, the softball park. Boy, just as you get around the corner by the softball park, there's around that corner and there's the Whipperatas. Because we all knew each other, so you knew where everybody lived. So, my earliest, what I can say about the creek, and it's real positive, you felt safe everywhere you went in Porirua because you knew everybody. And it had a pretty rough. We had a pretty rough rough reputation, but yeah, you always felt safe because you knew everybody. You can go knock on any door. "Hey, bro, come on in." Oh, mate. used to be like Porirua School, the ambulance station, Dr. Bruce's, that was one of our family doctors, and this bookshop. And when we were about 8, because back in those days they just had Penthouse and Playboys out on display, and you could just walk in and open up, and we just walk in. I opened it up one time and flicking through this magazine, and this woman comes up behind me, and I'm about 11 and my mate's about 12, and she says, "Are you two 18? And we walked up. "Yep, we're just carrying on reading." Well, yeah, we got kicked out. But there used to be, after that, sometime maybe about 83, I just had my first job, and I was coming back from work, and the bookshop became some sort of sports shop by that stage. They used to sell most sporting gears and that. And I bought in there and bought a air canister, a gas canister slug gun, pellet gun there from there. It was quite cool. Yeah, and then it was the clothing store was next to the bookshop. All sorts of things can come flooding back, eh? Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Hodges from Brandon Intermediate. Mr. Hodges is still there. They taught my older brother Jimmy. He's 8 years older than me. My 2 sisters, who was 7 and 6 years older than me. Mrs. Hodges, they taught my sister Fiona, I think. My brother Sid. And then by the time I got intermediate, in Form 2, Mrs. Hodges taught me. They taught Mr. Hodges taught my nephew. So I think they've taught about 3 generations of our family. Yeah, no, it's quite cool. So like, when I think back, you just think, gosh, where did all those years go, man? It's just like a world away. It was one of those kind of places you think, like especially being brought up in the creek where there's a lot of state housing and that, and you look at this place and think, I want a house like that when I get older. Walking through the creek, seeing all the graffiti and all the bars on the windows and blah blah blah, and you get to a place like that, it's like idyllic, you know. You're right in the middle of Porirua and here's this beautiful estate with all these gardens and and the house and the Porirua family, they were a very important family to us. They were raised with all my older brothers and that. His brother Daniel died. They lived on Mungavin. Champion Street was right from the corner of Hereford and Champion was Mr. Huriwai. I used to go to school with all his sons, and then there was the McGeelys, everybody. It's like I said, everybody. You knew everybody in Porirua, and that was right down to Mungavin, Gear Terrace, up Gear Terrace. You knew everybody. It was like we just one big family, basically. I feel proud, man. I feel proud to say I'm from Porirua. There's one thing about being brought up in the creek, and especially the east, is that because there's so many different cultures, you get to know everybody. You can, because of that place there, I can talk to you. Go down to chess club, because I play with the Mongolia chess club. Go down to chess club, talk to doctors, talk to Indians, talk to Samoans, anybody. Donald Trigger, he coached in the 90s, he coached the New Zealand softball team, men's softball team, to 3 consecutive world titles. He was brought up 3 doors up from me. Yeah. And they think everybody from Porirua, especially from the east, they think everybody from the east are animals. But yeah, no, we've got all kinds of people coming out of Porirua.
Since I was born up in the roughest part of Wellington, where red is red and blue's a doggone sin. With people are many and cultures diverse. Just talking about the place of my birth. Since I was born in Porirua, I was born in Porirua. Born up in Cannons Creek, 162 Champion Street in Porirua. I had a good mama, my old man was drunk, always beating up on us and our mom. Well, that kind of stuff just didn't happen to me. That kind of stuff happened all over Cannons Creek since I was born in Porirua. I was born in Porirua. Creek, 162 Champion Street in Porirua. We were heading over the land. we had such a bad, bad name. I work for this farmer, I said I'm from Cannons Creek. He said, I don't want you working for me since I was born.